Hello everyone and welcome to Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy and today, guys, it's finally here. It's the 31st of July. Ren has released his next installment of Vincent's Tales entitled Self-Portrait. I'm very, very excited. I'm so excited I can't contain myself. So we're going to be reacting to Self-Portrait today. Just a quick recap, in one of my last videos, we reacted to Sunflowers, which was the prologue leading up to Vincent's Tales, or part of Vincent's Tales, rather. We saw presumably what was Vincent van Gogh, or someone who looked incredibly like him, watching Ren's life through a TV screen. And then the camera moves into the TV and we go through the TV screen. So we're then watching Ren's life, but it appears that Ren has been watching Van Gogh through the same TV screen. So it's two parallels there. I kind of hit on the meaning of the sunflowers, and kind of, the significance of what that was, or the significance of why this artist in particular is being the subject of Ren's songs. We also have this next installment, which is called Self-Portrait. That's another title of one of Van Gogh's more famous paintings. So who knows? Maybe the next part is going to be The Starry Night. Anyway, I'm very, very excited to watch this, so let's jump straight in.
Lady love to change the night of falling down by the Mississippi shore.
This song.
And for you my lonely heart is calling.
So happy.
Each night I love you more and more.
Ren is not very happy here.
I seem to dream about you. I sing to you. I sing to you. Bless your heart, I just can't live without you. So come on.
Ren's doing the sway like I am. I think he's a bit drunk. Oh, okay. So just quickly, we've got the title screen here, Self-Portrait, and we have what appears to be red or blood splatters across the screen. I'm feeling very threatened. This is quite angry. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is a bit of foreshadowing for the rest of the song. Let's carry on. Okay, this is where we've ended the last one. Totally no need for that. Okay, first of all, just want to quickly highlight, this looks like it's Christmas time. I don't know if this is any significance on the rest of the song, but you see a Christmas tree. It's all the fairy lights are around. I don't know if that means anything, maybe. Also as well, this story has started where Sunflowers has ended. So we've seen Ren at the end of his the end of Sunflowers. He was in the bar, and I think it ended with him walking out of the bar, tipsy, swaying side to side. So he's now coming out of the bar at the beginning of this one. Also, that's Vincent again, isn't it? So he's stolen the guitar from poor Vincent on the ground. That looks like he's busking. Just something to quickly know. I think Vincent is busking here, and he's wearing a tracksuit. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one. Was he wearing a tracksuit? Is this something that's just come up here? So Vincent being an artist from the 1800s is a little bit, it's a bit crazy that we would see him wearing an Adidas tracksuit here. Um, yeah, you'd think he'd look a little bit different. And obviously, Vincent van Gogh is not traditionally thought of as a music artist. We know him as the painter. So this seems like a strange visual, I think, for Van Gogh. It's he's got more in common with Ren than, I don't know, maybe this is the way that Ren likes to familiarize himself with this artist, or maybe is this the depiction of him that he has in his head? Does this have any relevance? Who knows? Yeah, so let's carry on.
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want, I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you. I'll say that with pride. It's my right to be violent when you fed me lies. I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that right because nothing comes free. I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me. Destroy. I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble, make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted, but I wasted all my youth, and I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth, so my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these pavements. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am Lucifer. My reign like Genghis Khan, soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list, the pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick.
Oh no. Okay. Where do I begin? Okay. The line that Ren sings really struck me. He's saying he's proud to hate Britain. I think that was the line. So it's quite ironic, this line, because over the last few years or so, there's been very much a thing in the media over here in Britain about what it means to be British. You know, we should be more proud to be British. So the fact that he's kind of picked up on this and he's now saying that he's proud to hate Britain is a strong line. I like that. That's deep. It's my right to be violent when you feed me lies. The country that's supposedly fed these lies. I suppose the lie would be something along the lines of, you're brought up to believe that we're all equal. We all have equal opportunities in this country. The reality is very much not so for a lot of people, not for everybody, but very much so for most. Also, as well, just want to mention, I think I called this out in my last video, that phrase rinse and repeat. So In Sunflowers, we see Ren very stone-faced, very miserable looking, going through just the motions of his day-to-day life. So I think we see him, he's like brushing his teeth, he's going to work, he's going out, he's eating, he's coming back, he's going out with friends, he's in the pub. Normal things. Most of those activities are supposedly a little bit more enjoyable. But Ren, the character that Ren represents in Sunflowers, still very stone-faced, very, very miserable. He is not enjoying himself. So I think he's just going through the motions of, the things that people would let you believe. These are the good things that you do in life. Oh, we want to go out with our friends. We work so we get money so we can go to the pub and we can spend more time with our friends. La, 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 la. And he's not enjoying any of it. And he's just going through the motions over and over again. Rinse and repeat. Just want to say I called that out in my last video. Just quickly point out as well that the production quality in this video seems like it's really gone up a notch since the Tales of Jenny and Screech. It feels much more produced, much more polished, and a little less raw than I think the Tales of Jenny and Screech felt, which really added to the narrative. But this time you can definitely see that it's a much more polished quality. I don't know the terminology, so let's just go with that. The camera work as well. So I don't know, this looks like, so far, does it look like it's been all one take that I'm aware of? But the actual camera work itself, the twisting angles and it looks like it looks like you're drunk to see the story. I think that's really, really cool. And I did notice when Ren first starts singing with the guitar, his footwork. So he's stumbling, but it's almost choreographed. Like it looks so intentional. Like it's almost like in step with a beat. I just thought it was really cool. I think I pointed out as well, I think when Ren refers to, I'm just going to call him Van Gogh, Vincent. So when he steals the guitar from Vincent earlier on, and he refers to him as a miserable prick, that line stuck with me a little bit. I thought that was really odd because we've just seen Ren in Sunflowers, in the prologue, go about his normal day-to-day, very, very miserable. That's the word that came to my mind. I think he's miserable. He's not enjoying himself. There's nothing about his life that he's enjoying right now. He is miserable. And for him to have called Vincent a miserable prick, it's literally the first thing he says to him. And maybe he was miserable and he was just highlighting that he thought he was miserable. I don't know. I just, I don't know. I just thought about that. Yeah, let's carry on. Also, as well, before we carry on, so he's stumbling through the street and he's being a bit of a menace to those three that are just outside the pub having a fag. I wouldn't be very happy if that was me. He also knocks into a couple. I think they were. And then he calls her a slut. I would be furious. I was shocked. But I did notice that Ren did walk past what looked like a homeless person who was in a wheelchair. But he didn't react to him as the drunk miscreant that Ren's character is walking through this street. He didn't react to the homeless man, but he did react to the other two. Is this a little nod toward maybe his character feels like these characters that are outside having a fag, or these two that are walking through the streets, are they part of the system, these lies that Britain has sold to Ren's character, or Vincent, and they are complacent, they are content to live their lives, just going about being part of this system. Whereas maybe the homeless person that he walked past, maybe he's more demonstrative of someone who has come into hardship in their life and has been failed by the system that maybe they've paid into or lived through all their life. Maybe that's why his character didn't react to him. Just an observation. I just thought it was a bit strange. But yeah, let's carry on.
Let's fucking have it then, you prick!
Oh no.
Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing strip, carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
Okay, that happened. He stabbed him with a broken bottle. The tone of this verse bridge, I'm not really sure what to refer to it as, sorry, musically minded people. The entire tone of this verse is completely shifted. It's playful, and it's an unsettling feeling because the lyrics don't match the tone. So it feels very upbeat. It's almost hyped. It's Ren's got a big smile as he's saying these very menacing, very violent lyrics. It's unsettling to say the least. Yeah. I did not expect that. There was a shift in camera angle in first person perspective. So we're now watching Ren from the perspective of this man that's picking a fight with him, which seems like a really bad idea. Yeah, that seems not strange. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So given the title of the song, Self-Portrait, it seems kind of fitting actually that the camera angle has shifted so dramatically. So we're now watching Vincent. I'm assuming Ren is now taking on, well, not now, from the beginning, he's taking on the narrative of Vincent. And this is Vincent's self-portrait, which is a very angry, very violent young man. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That is, I think that's very fitting for the title. Maybe I'm looking too much into these things. Let's carry on. I'm getting Screech vibes.
A seed in aftermath. on the floor, the cook to torment him. Hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down, and that shapes him. He hears the sound of a copper, hot up on his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some were never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow ban the problem man, a soul for $1, and keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it or the rules that we all honour. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running, he's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law. So he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Oh. Richard's tale. Richard's tale is coming soon. Richard from Tales of Screech's Tale. As if that was Richard. Poor bloody Richard. I don't know if y'all have seen these catch-up videos of Richard's life since the incident of Jenny and Screech that Ren had released from his Instagram. I think that's where I saw these videos. And it just kind of showed the aftermath of everything that that Richard has been going through ever since he shot down Screech. He lost his job. He's been having plenty of issues at home. He's been drinking. You know. I'm sure you all have seen these like 5 times. But yeah, that makes so much sense. I wondered why. I was like, this is weird. Why are we hearing things from Richard's perspective all of a sudden now? They've brought Richard back. Richard has just arrested poor Vincent. Not poor Vincent. He's been a bit of a menace, actually. Oh, wow. Okay. So this time, I think he mentions that in one of the verses. Does Ren not? Does he say this time he reacted differently? So he hasn't instinctively gone for his gun. He hasn't gone to shoot. He's arrested him instead. Which is, yeah, maybe there's some personal growth there from Richard. Maybe he's had therapy. Who knows? But yeah, he hasn't gone for the gun. But presumably both these characters must have been quite threatening to a police officer, I think. I don't know. Sorry, I'm still reeling from the fact that Richard's back. And Richard's Tale. We're going to get a Richard's Tale, guys. Oh my God. How different is that going to be? I don't think I thought about things from Richard's perspective before. Oh, poor Richard. Yeah, there's some lines in there that I'm trying to remember exactly how they were phrased. They were quite impactful. A devil sows a seed in absent minds, I think, was that the wording of the line? I like that. That is a very powerful line. So presumably, is that, would you take that as people who just don't think about the wider implications of the societal structures that are in place? Are they more easy to control? Or would you say the opposite? Are they more susceptible to the idea of radical change? How do you guys interpret that? That's interesting. I don't know which one I'm actually leaning more towards. There was another line in there as well, molded by the life he lives. So Ren did also make a reference, I think it was in the second verse, to, what did he say? I've earned the right to violence. Was that the word? I've earned the right to violence. Basically, I've done my 9 to 5. I've earned the right to be angry about the system now because I've lived through it. So I like that, molded by the life he lives. Strong words. Not to get too political here. Boiling point. We've seen Vincent just hit absolute boiling point, and I think he's had his inhibitions a little bit taken away with alcohol on his night out, and he's had enough. Poor Vincent, or not poor Vincent. I don't know. Oh, this is. I'm still shocked with the introduction of Richard, well, the reintroduction of Richard. Whew. Okay. I think that was like his first day back at work, if I can remember the Insta stories. So he's come back to work and literally he's confronted with the same, very similar scenario to what has caused the chain of events that have led to him being dismissed, relationship problems at home, led to him drinking. So I can imagine that must be so unbelievably traumatic. And he's just come back to work to the same thing. So I was kind of expecting him to have a little bit of a, I don't know what reaction I was expecting from Richard, but I actually think he handled that quite level-headed. Yeah, he didn't reach for the gun again. Oof. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that song, guys. Let me know if I've missed anything that's glaringly obvious. But let me know what you think. I still think that there must be some significance in the fact that Ren has chosen Van Gogh as this artist to sing about and to tell stories about. It's obviously Van Gogh. It's meant to look like his self-portrait. Yeah. But then again, I think it's really weird that the visual of Van Gogh that we have in these stories is the 1800s artist, the artist from the 1800s, wearing a tracksuit and playing a guitar, or busking as well. There's also a few references that Ren makes there to the streets. Obviously, the streets refers to Britain. I think he says in one of the first verse, was it, that he's acting out, he's going to be sick on these streets. He's going to be sick on Britain. But he also mentions, I think one of the first lines that he actually sings is that he's bored of the same old songs. That makes me think of busking. And I wonder why. So he's got this idea of Van Gogh as a busker in a tracksuit playing guitar, which are none of the things that we traditionally associate with Van Gogh, but we do associate them with Ren. Is there meaning behind that? Does he admire the artist? Does he identify with the artist? But he, at the same time, he puts a lot of himself in what he sees to be the artist? Was that the self-portrait? Maybe Van Gogh wasn't actually the busker. Maybe it was a completely random poor busker that he stole this guitar off, but in his state, his mental state that he was in, he visualizes that it's not only the artist that he admires and identifies with, but it's him. Am I going crazy? Maybe. The tinfoil hats are on again, guys. Anyway, let me know what you thought. Let me know any more crazy conspiracy theories. Let me know what you think of my crazy theories. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching today, guys. Bye.